Hey guys, what's up? Gladly here. Today we're going to talk about rusty weapons and shields and talk about what you can use them for other than decorating your house for that homey feeling. So in Breath of the Wild there's this system in place where if you feed a rusty weapon or shield to a rock octorok, it will actually clean off the rust and spit back at you a weapon or shield of a random quality. For example, if you let it suck up a rusty sword in this way, you can get back anything from a traveler sword to a royal broadsword. Now on paper this sounds very appealing because rusty weapons can pretty much be found everywhere, so having a good use for them would be nice. So that got me thinking, how large is the actual chance of turning one of those into a royal weapon or shield instead? So rusty weapons come in 4 different categories. You can find one-handed swords, two-handed swords, spears or halberds, and shields. And each of these can turn out as 4 different qualities. From worst to best, they're the traveler quality, soldier quality, knight's quality, and royal quality. So I wanted to examine this. I went out and filled my inventory with rusty weapons from a few different locations. I found an octorok by Goron City, and I basically sat there and fed it these weapons over and over and over again until I'd cleaned about 260 of them. And these were the results I got. Out of these 260, about 50% turned out to be traveler weapons. 30% turned out to be soldier weapons, 15% turned into knight weapons, and only 5% of all those weapons turned out to be royal. These numbers could be slightly lower or higher if I had a larger sample size, but I feel pretty confident that this is fairly accurate. In other words, for every 20 rusty weapons that you clean, you can expect to get, on average, 10 travelers, 6 soldiers, 3 knights, and 1 royal weapon or shield. It's random, so of course you could get more, and you could get fewer royal weapons. And personally, I think it would be really cool if there exists some kind of King Octorok in the game that only spits out royal weapons. To elaborate, I tested this with weapons from both early and late game areas. One batch from some ruins near the start of the game, and the other one from I got from inside of Hyrule Castle. But where I got the weapons did not seem to affect the quality of the outcome. The main difference being that the Hyrule rusty weapons always have bonuses attached to them. But in the end that doesn't matter at all because rusty weapons in themselves are pretty crappy. And if you clean them, they lose their bonus anyway, and they don't get any new bonuses, so it doesn't really matter. So where you find the weapons does not seem to matter. So what's the verdict on this rusty renewal? I think that there are so many other ways of getting weapons in this game, like defeating enemies, finding them in the wild, or completing shrines. I think all of those methods are more reliable and more convenient ways of getting weapons. Of course, if you have a lot of inventory space free, then sure, pick them up and try to turn them into something better when you find an octorok. But other than that, I think this is a really cool system, and I love that it is in the game as a thing. But I wish at least the rusty weapons from the harder areas would more reliably turn into royal weapons, but that does not seem to be the case. So for now, this is more for the novelty and the fun, and it is pretty fun. And getting a royal weapon back from a rusty weapon is always a really cool feeling. So by all means, give it a try, but don't expect too much. And with that being said, thanks for watching my primer on rusty weapon renewal. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.